You could ask, what's executive coaching? And you'll get 1,000 different answers. And over the years, it's morphed, and it's understandably, there's lots of different types of exec coaching. For me, executive coaching is about a relationship you have with a leader to help them navigate the rather complex world that they're in. And the way I do it is I help them to look to the past, to figure out what patterns and themes come from that, and then look around to figure out how they're viewed in the current context, as well as what's going on around them. And then, very importantly, to look ahead, but not just ahead in the job they're in, but to look ahead as to where is this all leading to, and to ask the big questions like, who do you want to be? And indeed, what kind of leader do you want to be? And that's this kind of quite deep developmental coaching. And I say that because what I've really noticed that a lot of coaches now have been freshly minted, who are very good at asking coaching questions, and they're really excellent at doing issue-based coaching. So for example, issue-based coaching would be, you would come to me and I wouldn't know you at all, and you would have one subject, one problem that you wanted to resolve, and I would be able to help you with good coaching questions in 45 minutes to help you get to a conclusion. But that's not the same, I believe, as executive coaching, which is this much deeper, more psychological partnership with an individual that you who grows to trust you and you trust them, and that you face together problems that are coming up in the world, but with a much deeper understanding of the leader. When I look at the complexity of the world today as an executive coach, and I think about, God, what does it take to be a leader nowadays? The key skill I think that comes through is, I think you really need to be able to learn and unlearn, because things move so fast that if you've got quite fixed ways of responding to things, then I think you're going to come unstuck. So that kind of agility, I think, is really important. And I guess the other thing is, you really, really need to be self-aware. And, you know, all of us have a sense of ourselves that isn't necessarily the same as how others perceive us. And so I think that's where executive coaching can be really helpful, because I think what we do is help with that self-awareness and indeed help with that kind of agility of thinking. Nowadays, if you're using rule of thumb leadership style, which is, this is the way I've always done it, and so this has worked for me, that becomes problematic, because so much about leadership is being able to recognise what works in a given situation. So therefore, I think coaching is really helpful for people to understand those well-worn patterns of leadership that you use, and to help them recognise that there are certain contexts where that's not actually the most useful way of being. Team coaching is very much coming into the spotlight, and I understand why. Because when you think about sports teams, they always have a coach. Of course they have a coach. And so therefore it makes sense to me that in organisations, a very quick way to get to improving performance of a number of people is to actually apply a coach to a given team, so that they can figure out how to work well together. Because teams form and disband really quickly, so you have to be able to figure out the dynamics, what's getting in the way of being effective fast. And the best way to do that is actually with a team coach.